In one of the more surprising moves of the preseason, the Washington Commanders traded former starting running back Brian Robinson Jr. to the San Francisco 49ers. The move isn't surprising because of Robinson's value, but because the Commanders appear to be ready to thrust a 7th-round rookie in Jacory Croskey-Merritt into a featured role in their offense. The rookie running back, whose nickname is just Bill, has burst onto the scene this preseason, to the point the Commanders moved an established veteran in their backfield just weeks before the start of the regular season. Let's dive into Bill's incredible story and path to the NFL, then break down some of his preseason film in today's episode of Best Available. Thank you for watching Best Available. Make sure that you're subscribed on YouTube. Follow us on socials at Best Available YT. Obviously, football is in full swing. Plenty of content coming in the coming weeks, including this Friday. We're going to do a little breakdown of Lenora Sellers. Before we even dive into Bill's preseason film, we have to talk about his story because nothing about his path to the league has been normal. A 0-star recruit out of Montgomery, Alabama, Croskey-Merritt spent 4 seasons at Alabama State before transferring to New Mexico in 2023, where he rushed for nearly 1,200 yards with 18 offensive touchdowns before transferring to Arizona a year later. Bill was expected to play a significant role in Arizona's offense last season, but controversy surrounding his eligibility led to Arizona shutting him down after just 1 game. That's where the story takes an even weirder turn. The controversy stems from Croskey-Merritt's 2019 season, where he played 4 games and was thus eligible to claim a red shirt for that season. However, Bill gave his jersey number to a teammate for the remainder of that year after being shut down, and due to a clerical error, stats from his teammate were applied to him, thus voiding out his red shirt and making him theoretically ineligible for the 2024 season. Alabama State even provided evidence to the NCAA that Croskey-Merritt had done nothing wrong and explained the situation, but because of fear of potential backlash of playing a player that wasn't eligible, Arizona just decided to be better safe than sorry and shut Croskey-Merritt down for the season. Instead of trying to transfer or play elsewhere, or just simply quit the program, Croskey-Merritt stuck with Arizona the entire year, playing on the scout team offense to help give the defense a better look. Croskey-Merritt declared for the 2025 NFL Draft, and understandably there wasn't a lot of buzz around him as a guy that was dealing with some eligibility concerns and only appeared in 1 game for 2024. The good news is that Croskey-Merritt took advantage of an opportunity by attending the East-West Shrine game, where he shined in practice and was named the game's MVP after scoring 2 touchdowns. Bill also shined at Big 12 Pro Day and posted some really strong athletic testing scores throughout the pre-draft process. Kent Lee Platt's relative athletic score posted a strong 8.28 RAS. He had a ridiculous 41.5-inch vertical and a really strong 4.45 in the 40-yard dash. Despite that late buzz, teams were still concerned about drafting a 24-year-old running back with just 1 game of tape from 2024, leading to him not being picked until the 7th round with the 245th overall pick by the Washington Commanders. It's really one of the more incredible stories in the NFL this year, especially because Croskey-Merritt, from all reports, has just been absolutely dominating in Washington's training camp, to the point they've traded Brian Robinson Jr. It's very clear that Croskey-Merritt is going to play a legitimate role in this backfield. Austin Ekeler, for being such an established and successful veteran at the NFL level, cannot be a workhorse back. I think at his age and injury history, Chris Rodriguez is more of that, change of pace bruiser back. I really believe, and from everything I've read and heard, that Croskey-Merritt is going to be potentially by the end of the year the featured back in this backfield. It's just truly an incredible story. So to give you a better picture of the actual player that we're talking about, why don't we dive into his preseason film from the 2 games that he played in to give a better feel of what kind of player Washington's dealing with. I really do like watching Croskey-Merritt's preseason tape, mostly because it shows us, yes, Washington might have found a real steal in the 7th round with this kid from a talent standpoint. And B, I still think he's scratching the surface of what he can be, which is just really exciting for a player of his caliber. So we're going to start here with just a pretty simple split zone concept. And all that is just the tight end coming across. This tackle is going to leave this end unblocked. We're trying to basically create a natural cutback lane here by cutting this off. That's a lot of scribbles. That's how I work. That's just how I operate. But if you watch this here, what I like Krosky feels that cutback, not a good block by the tight end, but you can see what the point of this is by washing down and kicking out that end. We're creating that natural cutback lane. Krosky feels it, takes off, wiggles a little bit. He's very good at starting and stopping on a dime. You know, he's got legit explosiveness, all of that, but his ability to start stop is what I really like about Croskey-Merritt. It makes him very elusive in open space. But just a good job here of feeling that cutback lane, and then pressing it and then trying to get whatever you can vertically. Just a nice overall play to get started for the preseason. Again, just those little moves in a phone booth can be really special for a guy. 208 pounds. He's not particularly that small, but he's also not big, right? And he just really plays to his athletic ability. Just a nice play here, feeling that cutback and then getting what you can. There are definitely some flashes of Krosky-Merritt's tape where the vision really impresses me and can be really mature. Like obviously rookie running back did not play all but one game last year. There's going to be some times where that vision's still in a work in progress, but that's going to happen with any young running back, in my opinion. But here's something I really like. We just have this straight downhill run. O-line's doing a great job of just washing all of these bodies down. Krosky-Merritt reads that. He's going to go off the butt of this blocker. But what I really like here, look at where his eyes are. His feel for this block really impresses me because this guy sees Spillane, who's a heck of a linebacker. Krosky-Merritt already feels that this block is coming. There's no space here to feel this. But he reads it and then, breaks off an arm tackle, that stop again, to just cause this second, third level defender, the safety to overflow. Just really impressive, mature stuff from a young running back. Again, watch him feel the flow down, and then he feels that block coming, which is just really good vision from a rookie running back. I'm just so impressed how he sees this. Look, his eyes are already ready for this. He knows where he's going. That is some impressive stuff from Merritt. Again, makes two defenders miss on their tackles. It's that burst, it's that start-stop ability, it's that vision. When all of that comes together for this kid, man, like that's really fun work. From everything I've gathered and read and watched from his, limited college tape, Krosky-Merritt was not utilized heavily as a third down back. Not a prominent pass catcher and not used a lot in pass protection. But for a younger running back that wants to keep seeing the field, to me, and if you've been following the channel, I talk about this nonstop when we talk about running backs, got to be able to help in pass protection. And we'll have a couple clips here. Just not my favorite the way he's attacking these things. First off, this guy's coming from depth. You can see Krosky is taking steps backwards. That's not what we want. You cannot catch a defender from depth. This guy's getting, 8 yards of momentum on you, and if you're going backwards and trying to catch him, he's just going to run through you. So that's bad, and then if you notice, Krosky also drops his eyes. He drops his eyes, his helmet's in the wrong path, in my opinion, just because this is going straight toward the quarterback. Nothing about this rep is good from a pass protection standpoint, from a technique standpoint. He knows who his assignment is, so that's good. This is a almost full slide. We have a 4-man slide here, 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 here. We've got these two on an island, which means the running back's responsibility, and a 6-man pass pro. He's looking A-gap, and then he's looking outside, or if he has a delayed route, he can do that. So he's picking up the right guy. It's just the technique I don't like. He's a little slow. He takes a step back. He drops his eyes. If Hartman doesn't get this ball out fast, this can be a disastrous play. Something he needs to work on. Yes, Krosky-Merritt is a talented runner. The team loves him. If you want to be an every down back or get that third down work, you got to be better on these types of things when the team really needs you to step up and pass pro. In that same vein of being a third down back, we talked about Krosky-Merritt not having a lot of usage as a pass catcher, but it was encouraging to see this in the preseason game. This is a nice little catch. It's not totally on target. It's a little behind Krosky. Like natural ability to catch that. He makes a defender miss here, takes downhill, gets out of bounds. We're in a 2-minute-ish drill, if I recall. It's just a nice job showing that you have some utilization there. That's not the easiest catch for a running back. That's slightly off target, slightly behind him. Doesn't try to catch with his body. Natural hands catch. all of that I like. I like that he outruns that linebacker. He makes another defender miss and then gets out of bounds. All of that's really good stuff. Again, the pass pro's got to be where I'm glad to see, though, that he can catch some passes because that can really increase his utilization. Another pass catching opportunity out of the backfield, but that's not what we're focused on here. This is something I'd really like to see more from Croskey-Merritt. Yes, it's 2-minute drill. I believe this is right before the 2-minute warning. Here, 1, 2, 3. You've got outside leverage, head on, 3-man corral here. What are you going to accomplish? You're not playing Madden, the video game, right? So in a situation like this where you're 3-on-1, get downhill, lower your pads, take whatever you can get. Croskey-Merritt is too reliant on his athletic ability here, thinking he can get out of a 3-man corral here. Like, it's very well done by the Patriots. And then by dancing too much, instead of just trying to take what he gets, he gets stuck by what I assume is a 300-pound defensive lineman in a pretty big hit. One of those examples, yes, Croskey-Merritt, very athletically gifted. He's a very elusive in space. Sometimes, like, maturity is just taking what you can get and lowering those pads north-south. If you can just, this is a nice cut here. If you can just get up here, lower your pads, maybe you can break these 2 tackles. I think that's your best bet here. Instead of just trying to dance too much, you're going to really get yourself laid out in these situations. This was the best play of the preseason from Croskey-Merritt, and I really loved watching Cliff Kingsbury cook in this preseason game. I think the entire emphasis of this game for the offense was we're going to try out a bunch of different run concepts and just rep the hell out of them to get comfortable with them. I mean, early in the game, I feel like I was seeing traps and whams, and with Croskey-Merritt, there's a lot of attempts at counters, which were really fun to watch. And this one just sprung really well. You know, not an awesome job by the defense, but that's the purpose of counter and gap scheme. You get one guy to position that's going to be ugly. So we got a GT counter, and all that means is everyone here is washing down, and then we have this guard and this tackle are pulling. This guy's trying to kick out the end, and then this tackle is pulling and climbing to the second level and finding work. And if we're crashing this down correctly, we should have, again, scribbles. I don't care. This is how I draw. We should have a gap right around here to hit home. And I think this is executed flawlessly. But again, a little counter. We're going to see a jab step from Croskey-Merritt. You see solid kick out here. Wash him down. We've got this guy climbing. And then burst, takeoff. No one's touching Croskey-Merritt. Bill is just too fast. We'll show it in full now. I like the patience here. This is some real maturity, is the patience on gap scheme to let these blocks develop and then take off. Linebackers don't do a good job of filling and taking the right angles, but still that patience. And then you can see that second level burst, and he's just gone for the touchdown. That speed's very, very appealing, especially if you can work some stuff in gap scheme where he can find a crease. These are the kind of runs you're going to take. Probably an unnecessary tackle in the preseason from the guy. Croskey-Merritt's going to score. I need to get better at calling him Bill, too. I understand. It feels very unnatural for a guy named Jacory Croskey-Merritt to be called Bill. If you want to know why his nickname is Bill, apparently he just loved the show Little Bill as a kid, and then it just kind of became a bit with the family, just much easier to say than his full name. But really, really like his ability to turn on the Jets here. This is a fun little concept. I really like this. So you know how we had GT counter, which is guard tackle counter? You're going to see GY counter, which is guard tight end counter. And you're probably wondering, especially if we're doing another counter like this, how is the Y or the tight end involved in that? Really like the way Cliff does this. We have a little motion here. We're going to snap the ball right here so you can see tackle's going to stay home, but we have the G pull in to kick out, and then we're going to have the Y try and climb. Really interesting concept out of that because you just don't expect the Y to be the puller here. It's a little muddy. What I like from Croskey-Merritt is he just bounces that outside, feels it, but so many running backs, especially younger ones or inexperienced ones, you'd think because he's bouncing outside, he's going to keep bouncing. Maturity here is he sees this block being developed, he sees this, there's defender coming this way. The ability to quickly cut that back and then get north-south again is pretty mature. And, that's another really nice gain. It's his ability to, he has that speed to get outside, but it's also the vision to, he reads these blocks really well. Like, that's a hard one to see from your angle, but you have 2 blockers here. Everything's muddy here. And it is a gap scheme, so you still want to find that hole that was supposed to be created, although the Bengals do a nice job of just muddying this all up. But a nice job by Croskey-Merritt. He's got the speed to break outside, get those blocks set up and then cuts back in. And then, he's just so slippery. Really fun player. What I love about him too, you can see when that second gear clicks. You can see it on this play too. He feels it, and it's really quick, but right there, he's turning on the jets because he needs to bounce out, then cut back in. He's got some real juice in those legs. It makes him a really exciting player for this season. We've talked so much about Bill's speed and elusiveness and stop-start ability, but I continue to be impressed by he's trying out so many different things, and this is some competitive toughness I really like. It's not a big run or anything, but he's going off arm and he is trying to stiff arm a 20-pound nose tackle here. That is some stones, to put it lightly. There's nothing else that's really happening here, just like the patience. And then I know it's only like a 3-4 yard run, but the effort to even get that much out of a play that looks broken, I just love the effort here to, have the willingness to throw that offhand into a gigantic nose tackle. If he can, add some strength power to his game, that's where he becomes a really complete player, especially in pass pro. Something I'm really encouraged to see. We're going to wrap it up with another pass pro rep. And again, the technique's not awesome here, but I really like that Croskey-Merritt's eyes are in the right place. We can coach up the technique and effort in pass pro. This stuff's where you just got to learn the playbook and understand your assignments. And this is a really tricky pass pro rep to me. We got another slide. So we've got this tackle on an island and then everyone's sliding here, right? His initial assignment should be here looking for 50 to rush, right? In case 50 rushes. 50 is staying home. Bill's eyes here, I really like. He is initially looking here. Nothing's coming. He's looking back to backside. And I believe there's a slot corner. These can be really hard to pick up. Great eyes from Croskey-Merritt to come across the line to pick that up. Again, it's a quick eyes to the A-gap, sees the rusher, picks that up. Don't love the technique. It's something we still got to work on. Look, he's catching. His eyes are down. No hands. No shooting of hands. If you watch the Travion Henderson video, I highly recommend you do if you want to see really good pass pro effort. He's always keeping his feet active. He's launching into blitzers. He's firing his hands through with the hips. This is just catching. There's no hands there. He's getting crunched. Yes, he's protecting his quarterback. And again, I love his awareness and understanding of his responsibilities. If this guy's not here, I'm looking outside, and he's picking up the blitz because that's a disguise. I thought it was pretty well disguised. That's some maturity there. It's just now we got to get the technique going if he's going to be a 3-down back. So I wanted to show this and end on it because I like that it's a little bit of both. We have some good stuff here. We have the awareness, but we also need to work on the technique. But again, it's a rookie that hasn't played a lot of football lately. I think we can get there. Yeah. If you're a hardcore fantasy football player, I'm sure you already know all about Croskey-Merritt, but I think it's important to watch the film to see why Washington's so high on this guy because the ability is very, very clearly there with this kid. It's just more of the let's work on technique. There's some inexperience. Yes, he's an older back, but trading Brian Robinson is the biggest signal to me that Washington's all in on this kid. And, even from a guy that's not a fan of the Washington Commanders, how can you not root for Croskey-Merritt? Like, unbelievable journey, just got completely hosed by the NCAA, just really unfairly. I'm fascinated by that story. Seems like a great kid. Everything I hear out of Washington is about him. So wanted to do a video on him. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of Croskey-Merritt. We'll be back later this week. I'm hoping for a Wednesday video, just trying to figure out what I want to talk about. And then we'll talk about Lenora Sellers on Friday, who I can't wait to dive into. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you later this week.